I never knew my family. Raised in the concrete corridors of the city orphanage system, I'd long stopped wondering where I came from. But curiosity and loneliness are stubborn things. When the free DNA kit arrived, I spat in the tube, forgot about it, and moved on. A week later, I received the letter, elegant parchment, a wax seal. The handwriting, "Dearest Lena, welcome home." Inside was a second letter from a man named Adrian Voss, who claimed to be my cousin. "We've searched for you for years," it read. "As the last living descendant of the Eldhollow line, you are cordially invited to the family estate in Rovanska, Eastern Europe, for a long overdue celebration of your bloodline. All expenses paid, no obligations, just an invitation and a plane ticket. I had nothing to lose, and maybe, finally, something to find." The car that picked me up from the airport was black, vintage, and silent as a hearse. The driver never spoke. When we arrived at Eldhollow Manor, dusk painted the mountains in bruised purple and deep crimson. The estate rose from the earth like a forgotten cathedral, all stone and spires wrapped in ivy and rot. Despite its grandeur, something about it felt hollow, hungry. Adrian greeted me at the door, tall, pale, and impossibly elegant, like he'd stepped out of an old oil painting. "Lena," he said, his voice like velvet soaked in wine. "You look just like her." "Who?" I asked. He smiled. "The one who ran." The staff moved like whispers, always present, never eating. The halls groaned with secrets. Portraits lined the walls, their eyes following me. Some faces bore an uncanny resemblance to mine. At dinner, I was the only one who ate. Adrian explained that the rest of the family would join us on the third night. A tradition, he said. Until then, rest, explore, learn. I did. In the library, I found a diary belonging to Isadora Eldhollow, a woman who looked exactly like me in a cracked photograph tucked between the pages. Her final entry chilled me. They call it the Crimson Line. The daughters born once a century, chosen not for love, but for sacrifice. I ran, but the blood always calls back. That night I dreamed of fire, of chains, of teeth. I awoke to cold, my window wide open, a figure in the hallway. I followed it, down stone steps, into a hidden chamber beneath the manor. There, I found the truth. Tomb-like coffins, etchings of a ritual in blood and bone, paintings of women like me, centuries apart, surrounded by men in red robes, and in the center, an altar. A fresco told the tale, a pact with Varkul, a blood god. In exchange for power and immortality, a chosen daughter from the bloodline must be sacrificed every 100 years. Her blood the key to renew the clan's strength. Isadora escaped. I was the next offering. On the third night, they came. The family, skin white as marble, eyes hollow with hunger, their smiles carved. Adrian stood at the head of the table. "Lena," he said, lifting a goblet, "you complete us." The toast was a trap. They led me to the chapel, now revealed as a temple, its altar ready, the chains polished. But I'd read the diary, learned the rules. They could not harm me unless I invited them. Fire could kill them, and the ritual only worked if I gave myself willingly. "I'm not Isadora," I said, stepping back, but I remember her scream. I lit the oil lantern and threw it at the altar. The flames roared. The spell broke. Adrian lunged, screaming, not with pain, but betrayal. "You were meant to be ours." "I choose myself," I whispered. "Some inherit land, others secrets. Me, I inherited a curse and the choice to end it. But bloodlines don't die easily, especially when the blood still remembers." I ran through the burning halls. The portraits melted. The staff vanished like smoke. By morning, the manor was ash. But something stayed with me. A mark on my wrist, the crimson sigil from the fresco, faint but pulsing. And when I look in the mirror now, sometimes I don't see just myself. I see Isadora. I see Adrian. And in the silence, I sometimes hear a whisper. The blood always calls back.